New today, former federal prosecutor Maureen Comey is suing the Trump administration over her abrupt firing earlier this summer. The complaint alleges that the administration has, quote, not provided any explanation whatsoever for terminating Ms. Comey. In truth, there is no legitimate explanation. Rather, defendants fired Ms. Comey solely or substantially because her father is former FBI Director James B. Comey, or because of her perceived political affiliation and beliefs, or both. Also today, FBI Director Kash Patel is coming under fire for his handling of Charlie Kirk's killing, which he will certainly be questioned about tomorrow when he appears before the Senate Judiciary Committee. Joining us now, Anthony Coley, former director of the Office of Public Affairs at the Biden Justice Department, and an MSNBC political analyst. Ankush Khardori is still with us.
Okay, we've talked about Maureen Comey, so I want to talk about Kash Patel, especially since he's going to be testifying before Congress. If you were able to sit down, ask him questions, what is it you would ask?
Oh, I've got a couple questions, but let me just start with this. Number one, he's a political hack. He is not qualified to run the FBI social media feed, much less be the FBI director. And why do I say this? Like, I oversaw public affairs at the Justice Department, right? The social media team at the FBI, they know not to put out false information about a suspect that is not 1,000% confirmed, like Kash Patel did last week, and he had to walk back, right? But I've been in the room with FBI directors, Alicia. It requires somebody who is sober. It requires independence. It requires an absolute commitment to facts and law. He's got none of those things. What am I looking for on the Hill right behind us? I want to hear what they have to say about domestic violence extremism. And why do I mention that? Because the former FBI director once said that this was said several times that domestic violent extremism is a persistent threat, is one of the highest things that he focused on. And under this administration, they shrunk the staffing in that office, and they got rid of the tool that the FBI agents use to track white supremacists and militias in this country. I also want to hear what they want to say about the Epstein files. Particularly, the FBI has all of the information about the money trail, right? This guy amassed, $600 million over the course of his time in office. He purportedly got this money because of tax advice and financial advice. I mean, this guy is not, H&R Block, right? So I want to find out more about how he amassed the money and how he used the money. We know that he, Jeffrey Epstein, transported young girls from European country. What does the financial record say about all of that? The paper trail is what I hope members of Congress ask the FBI director about Jeffrey Epstein tomorrow.
There's also a lawsuit. I hope they ask him about this lawsuit. This is an excerpt from the legal complaint against FBI Director Kash Patel, and it alleges that he knew summary firings were likely illegal. Pulled quote, Patel stated that all FBI employees who they identified who had worked on cases against President Trump would be removed from their jobs regardless of their retirement eligibility status. He then stated that Driscoll needed to understand that the FBI tried to put the president in jail, and he has not forgotten it. He again commented that he knew the nature of the summary firings were likely illegal and that he could be sued and later deposed. I feel like that's also something the senators, the folks might need to be asking about.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think, look, there are a lot of questions you could ask Kash Patel. I mean, he shouldn't be in this job. So number one, why are you still here is a pretty good question. Why are you still here? He has overseen a reconfiguration of the Bureau that has been very damaging. And I think, Anthony, you alluded to this, too. They have shrunk the Bureau, and they have reallocated resources away from a whole swaths of the federal law enforcement apparatus that are very important, not just for threats concerning domestic violence and domestic extremism, but also malign foreign influences, financial fraud. They have this notion that, we're just going to focus on the FBI's quote-unquote core mission, which is fighting violent crime, which to them seems to be just enforcing the statutes on illegal immigration and whatever they find in the way of drugs and guns at the same time. He has overseen a strategic reorientation of this Bureau that has been quite damaging. I think we're only now going to start seeing the ramifications of that. One question I have for him, though, is just a sort of an interesting personal one to me, because we have him out here talking about all sorts of things going on with this investigation, purporting to relay all these facts. This is the same person who already had to debunk himself on the Jeffrey Epstein files earlier this year, right? That was in July, okay? This was not that long ago. So this is not someone who should be speaking publicly about anything of any complexity, in my estimation, and not someone who has amassed any sort of credibility with the public that would allow him to be offering those sorts of comments.
He's cosplaying the FBI director.
And by the way, who goes on Fox and Friends in the morning to announce developments in a major federal criminal investigation? It's nuts.
You do, to the extent that you want to show the one person who's watching Fox that you are doing what they want you to do or what he wants you to do. And at the end of the day, I guess in many respects, it almost doesn't matter what happens in that hearing room tomorrow. Right?
Disagree. Go ahead.
It doesn't matter, because at the end of the day, Republicans are either going to slather him with whatever they can slather him with, while Democrats are going to chip away at the very questions that you're asking, and the country's going to sit there and go, "What's the point of this?"
We're not all of these things about him when he came in, that he was ill-equipped for this.
It matters that he lies under oath. I think it matters. He lied under the oath the last time he was there. Well, you know what? We still in America.
It matters to whom?
I think it should matter to the senators on that dais. I think it matters to the law, and it matters to me.
What do you think the senators on that dais are going to do when tonight only one Republican voted against Meron?
So
I think you're missing a piece of this, and then I will kick it over to you, which is I think you're missing the reporting that Bondi and Bovee are both saying they have lost confidence in him. The fact, my point is, there are fractures.
Can I ask you a question? Has Donald Trump expressed he's lost confidence in him?
Not yet, but let me weigh in here. So I know a hit piece when I see it.
Y'all know how this movie plays, right?
So you talked about this Fox article. There was an article. It's been online for 24 hours now, and it has not one, not two, but 10 anonymous sources from the Trump administration talking about how the political hack at the FBI isn't political hacking enough, right? That's what's happening right now. And so this tells me that this guy is not long for this world. Number two, they also brought in a number two, and the number two position at the FBI, deputy director, who also has no experience running the FBI, but he was an attorney general at Missouri, I believe that's the state. This guy's going to end up running the FBI. You mark this guy. I'm telling you, this guy. He's not going to be here. He's not going to be here.
Everybody's got all this drama for tomorrow. I'm just trying to measure your expectations.
This is the way out, man. He's not going to be here come Christmas.
Michael's still telling us to lower